Hey, what is up, guys? I am here to give you my WWE Night of Champions 2014 predictions. I have to redo this video because it didn't let me upload it last time. So, I'm just going to do it again. Night of Champions. Don't do this again. Alright. It keeps freezing. Night of Champions is live on pay-per-view on Sunday. And it's going to be live at 7 o'clock because there's an hour-long pre-show, which is kind of strange that they didn't do that for SummerSlam, but they're doing it for Night of Champions. I just thought of that because Night of Champions isn't really one of the big well, it's like not really one of the big pay-per-views now. So I don't really get what the point of it is, but we'll see what happens. So there's 8 matches on the show, which is good. They're having a full card on the show. They're getting better with that. The problem is they don't announce most of the matches. Actually, they're getting better too at announcing matches ahead of time. The only match they didn't really announce was 2, and they screwed up on both of them. But I'll talk about that. They're getting better at least every match too has a storyline behind it. Normally, sometimes they'll just throw a match on there that has no story behind it at all. Like, I can do an example when they did LVD versus Bad News Barrett for the IC title at Payback. That match didn't really have a story behind it. It was just kind of there. So let's hope that this match, and so every match has a story behind it. There's a pay-per-view. I will admit that it doesn't have the best build behind it. I didn't really know the pay-per-view was happening until Monday. I thought it was I didn't even really know that there was I don't even really know when the pay-per-view was. I just thought I missed it. But we'll see what happens. Yeah, 8 matches. But on the pre-show, we're gonna have a peep show. Christian is gonna make his WWE return, and he's gonna have Chris Jericho as his guest on the pre-show. This is kind of odd because normally whoever's on the main show isn't usually on the whoever's on the pre-show isn't usually on the main show. They're usually just kind of on the pre-show, and then you don't really see them again. So yeah, it's kind of awkward. But I don't really know how this is gonna go. Because I don't really know what Christian's role is gonna be. If he's gonna be heel, if he's gonna be face. Because I believe when he was last year, he was a heel. I think. So I remember when he was last year in the WWE, it was the road to WrestleMania, and he was feuding with Sheamus, which was awful because he lost every single match, and he was a heel. But I don't really know if they're going to turn him face again. To be honest with you, just turn him face because heel Christian doesn't, my opinion, doesn't work. It seems like he's just a loser when he's a heel. He never really wins matches, so why not just give him a face run? He's more of a winner when he's a face. I don't really know what's gonna happen here. I'm assuming what's gonna happen on the peep show is they're gonna do some comedy. If Christian's a face, they're gonna do some maybe some comedy stuff. Talk about maybe the good old days or something. And then Randy Orton will interrupt him, talk about how he's beaten Christian several times, and then build up the match between him and Orton, between Jericho and Orton, and yeah, it's all dandy and good. But if it's a heel Christian, I don't really know what to expect. Maybe they'll do a Chris Jericho feud. But we have 8 matches on the show, which is good. And yeah, I since I did the video last time, I remember the matches in order this time, so I don't really need to look at my phone. I might look at my phone if I need to. But the first match, I'm going for the bottom up, considering the fact that the what's on the top is the main event. And it's like the big match. So let's start from the first match. We have Roman Reigns versus Seth Rollins. This match has some good build-up behind it. I'll admit that. They were both former members of the Shield as well as Dean Ambrose. Roman Reigns wants to get revenge on Seth Rollins because he took out his friend Dean Ambrose when he hit the curve stomp through those cinder blocks. And they've been kind of going at it a lot lately. Roman Reigns, I think, has gotten the better throughout throughout each feud, but like throughout the altercations that they've had. But it's okay. My problem with this match is they gave this match away for free on Raw, and I talked about that on Raw and how much of a retarded move that was, and it was. why would you give it away for free? You know, you have a pay-per-view coming up. Why would you give this match away for free on Raw? You know, you're trying to get people to subscribe to your WWE network, and pretty much people could say, well, I saw this match on Raw, what's the point of watching it? So I don't really get that. That's my only fault, is they should have waited on Raw or something. They should have just had, I talked about this, that they should have just had a brawl or something. But I don't know, the match should still be good. Maybe better than the match they had on Raw. I just can't believe they gave this match away for free on Raw. For free. Idiots. But this match should be good. Winner, Roman Reigns, because he's a boss. Roman Reigns is like one of my favorite guys in the company, so I'm not really going to go against him. I pick Roman Reigns because he's a boss, and Seth Rollins is just not as good as Roman Reigns, so Roman Reigns is going to win. He's going to beat him twice. Why not, right? Then we get the next match. It's Chris Jericho versus Randy Orton. This match has build behind it. Back in 2010, Chris Jericho and Randy Orton had a match, and Randy Orton took out Chris Jericho with a punt to the skull. So you could make the argument that that's the build-up, but they also have been building. They didn't really build it up that way, which I have a sort of a problem with. Maybe they'll reference it on the pre-show. Chris Jericho thinks that Randy Orton's been handed everything, so Randy Orton has a problem with that. And Randy Orton's also jumped Chris Jericho in the trainer's room, so this match has good build behind it. I think it's good stuff. They didn't really build it up, though, on Raw, really. They didn't really have an altercation. I think they should have like some sort of altercation or something, but they didn't. The winner, though, was going to be Randy Orton. I read online somewhere that Chris Jericho, I think, is leaving to go back on tour with Fozzy, which is his band, after Night of Champions. So why not have Randy Orton just go over here, have Chris Jericho put him over on the way out? Doesn't matter how he wins. I think Randy Orton's just going to win. And then we have the next match. We have Jimmy and Jay, the Usos, defending the WWE Tag Team Championships against Gold and Stardust. I've really been enjoying this feud. I like the fact that they've turned Gold and Stardust heel. This is good stuff. When they were face, I still liked them, but I think I like them more as heels because it fits them more to be heels. They're more psychotic as heels. I like how they've injured the Usos. They took out one of the Usos. They took out Jey Uso by injuring his knee. So I like that. So yeah, I think this is good stuff. And as for the winners, something tells me that the Usos are probably gonna win this match, considering the fact that the Ascension, which consists of Victor and Connor, just lost the NXT Tag Team titles at NXT Takeover 2, and they're gonna probably lose. And they're probably going to be, the Ascension's probably going to be brought up to the main roster to feud with the Usos for the WWE Tag Team titles. So that might happen, but I really want Gold and Stardust to win this match. I think it would be awesome if they won the Tag Team titles. They're really good heels, and I think they're good, they would be good Tag Team champions right now. I think, why not? Make them Tag Team champions. I think that would be awesome. But then maybe you could start, just have a tag team title run. They can, feud with, they have a lot of baby faces they can feud with, like Mark Henry and, Big Show if they become a tag team again. The Lost Matadors, they can feud with them. They can continue, and they can continue this feud. So I'm gonna pick Gold and Stardust to win. I believe the next match that was on Wikipedia was, Mark Henry versus Rusev. This is, I really like this feud. Not as much as I did the Jack Swagger, Rusev feud, but I think this is a good feud. Mark Henry, is defending his country, obviously, and I like how they made it into true facts. So Mark Henry, when he was competing in the Olympics, in 1992 and 1996, he actually, did defend his country against in there. He did defend the United States. And I like how they brought up the fact that he was injured in 1996, so this is like his second chance. And how Lana brought up the fact that Mark Henry lost in 1992, and a Russian ended up winning, so that's going to really fuel Mark Henry. And Mark Henry's been kind of laying out Rusev a lot. He's laid him out with the world's strongest slam, and he laid him out with like a double choke bomb. So I think this has been good stuff. But I do think I don't really know how the match is going to be because Mark Henry hasn't really. He's not the best wrestler. He can't really move that well, so I do think that's gonna hurt him. But he can have good matches. At Night of Champions in 2011, he did have a good match with Randy Orton, and in Vengeance 2011, he also had a good match with Big Show for the world title. So Mark Henry is capable of having good matches. But Rusev's winning. I think they're just going to keep building him up as this big monster. I don't think Mark Henry's the guy to break his streak. I think the guy that should be the first guy to beat Rusev is Jack Swagger, just to kind of redeem himself after losing to Rusev at SummerSlam. I think Jack Swagger should be the guy to defeat Rusev. Next match. I don't even remember what the next match is. It's Paige defending the WWE Divas Championship against AJ Lee and Nikki Bella. This match kind of has build behind it. They have that Nikki Bella, Brie Bella feud going on, and Nikki Bella really just got thrown into this match because she helped Stephanie McMahon beat Brie Bella at SummerSlam. So yeah, there's that. And then AJ Lee's obviously in this match because she has a rematch clause, and this Paige and AJ Lee are still feuding. I don't really know if I think Brie Bella might get thrown into this match. So be thrown into the match somehow. I don't really know because it's kind of odd that Nikki Bella's just kind of gets the third wheel in this match because she's just kind of there. She's mainly just feuded with Brie Bella, who's not even in the match. So I think Nikki Bella's gonna win this match. I think Brie Bella will get thrown in the match, but regardless if she gets thrown in or not, I do think Paige is gonna retain her Divas Championship. I think this match is just thrown in there to continue the AJ Lee Paige feud because Paige I think is gonna beat AJ Lee without actually pinning her. She's gonna end up pinning Nikki, but if Brie's in, I can see her putting either way. I think the AJ Lee Paige feud will continue. So this has been This should be the match should be fine though. AJ Lee and Paige are in there. Nikki Bella's an okay wrestler, so I think the match should be pretty good. Then we get the next match. It's Dolph Ziggler defending his Intercontinental Championship against The Miz. The feud. They have awesome matches, by the way. I think they've had gold matches, but the feud's just I'm not a fan of it because they just all they do is really wrestle. And then I don't know. I'm just not really a fan of this feud. I do like the Damien Mizdow stuff because it's a stunt double, so he's playing the role. But then you have R-Truth. Now Damien Sandow is called Damien Mizdow, and R-Truth called Al Ziggler, and he's Dolph Ziggler's stunt double, and it doesn't work. And if you don't know who R-Truth is, look up look him up, and you'll see, and look up Dolph Ziggler. So because they look nothing alike, and I mean nothing alike. So you're gonna see what I mean by that if you look them up. But yeah. But if you know you should know what I'm talking about. If you do, R-Truth is just I don't know. This feud's kind of been bad, but the matches are really good. Miz and Ziggler have awesome matches together, so I'm not gonna complain about that. The winner is gonna be Dolph Ziggler. He's gonna retain the title, and then they're gonna end this feud. About time. So yeah, Dolph Ziggler's gonna retain the title. Then we get Sheamus defending the United States Championship against Cesaro. Build up, it's been alright, but they have awesome matches, so it doesn't matter. This match, they had an awesome match at Payback for the U.S. title. They've had awesome matches regardless. Sheamus and Cesaro, they've had awesome matches together, and I can't wait to see them wrestle again. Winner, Cesaro has to win. I think this is like a must-win for Cesaro. He's been on a downward spiral, and I think if he wins this match, it will probably put him back up, and they can start pushing him again for the third time. But if you push him again, don't screw it up. Do it right and push him to the moon. You've already failed twice. You had him hold the U.S. title the first time, and then you jobbed him out consecutively, and then you had him go with the Real Americans, which consist with Jack Swagger, and they were going on a good tag team, and then he won the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal, but then he became a Paul Heyman guy, didn't go anywhere there, and then it's kind of, so please push this all right this time. I think if you screw up again, I don't even know what you can do. I guess you could keep trying, but you can't. Third time needs to be the charm this time. You really need to do this right. So Cesaro needs to win. Then we have the main event. Brock Lesnar defending the WWE World Heavyweight Championship against John Cena. As we know, John Cena is coming off that, as Paul Heyman likes to call it, beating of a lifetime. He got buried by Brock Lesnar at SummerSlam, and then John Cena says he's stronger than ever, but he pretty much destroyed the Wyatt family, which consists of Bray Wyatt, Luke Harper, and Eric Rowan in a match. He's really been aggressive lately. But people like Shawn Michaels, Ric Flair, and Triple H don't believe in him. They think it's all in his head. So then, but maybe he proved something on Raw because he took out Brock Lesnar on Raw. So this feud's been good. I like this feud. And the Brock Lesnar today had a interview with Michael Cole, which is good. But the winner, I think this match is probably gonna end in a no contest. I know for a fact it probably will be. I want to see it end in a no contest. I don't really want to see a winner, but I do think that. But if I have to pick a winner, I'm gonna pick John Cena by disqualification. Because I see this match going into a Hell in a Cell match, between Brock Lesnar and John Cena for the title, and yeah, that's really what I see. Let's see though if I'm wrong, but yeah. But I really want to see like a brawl though. I don't want to see a winner. I just want to see like this big brawl happen. The referee like loses control or something. So those are my predictions. I'm gonna go repeat them. I predict that Roman Reigns is gonna beat Seth Rollins. I predict that Randy Orton's gonna beat Chris Jericho. I predict that Gold and Stardust are gonna beat the Usos and become the new WWE Tag Team Champions. I predict that Rusev's gonna beat Mark Henry. I predict that Paige is going to defend and retain her Divas Championship against AJ Lee and Nikki Bella. I predict that Dolph is going to defend and retain his Intercontinental Championship against The Miz. I predict that Cesaro is going to beat Sheamus and become the new United States Champion. And I predict that John Cena is going to beat Brock Lesnar by disqualification. However, since championships can't be changed hands off the count on the queue, Brock Lesnar will retain the title, but I want to see no contest though with Lesnar retaining. But those are my predictions. All I have to say is peace out.